Leave the truffle spread alone. You're nothing but a freeloader, my mother snapped after they secretly billed a $4,000 Mother's Day brunch to my account. Then go hungry, I shot back, voiding their $10,000 getaway and exposing their deceit. I had no desire to attend, but I showed up regardless. The restaurant glowed with sunlight, its sleek stone floors shining under gaudy faux diamond chandeliers. A Mother's Day brunch, the kind of extravagant affair my family loved. Mom sat at the table's head, her smile wide and forced until she noticed me enter. "Oh, you're here," she said, her tone sharp and overly rehearsed. I hadn't been invited. My sister Lauren orchestrated the whole event, a lavish feast with rare sturgeon roe, fresh clams, and sparkling water in ornate glassware. I knew the cost, $4,000, because I saw the charge. It hit my card, the one she'd borrowed last week for essentials. I approached the table, my face calm. Mom's grin wavered. "Don't touch the food. Just sip some water." Lauren gave a sharp, mocking chuckle. "Sturgeon roe isn't for people like you." I glanced at her, draped in a high-end dress I likely funded, smirking like she had the upper hand. She didn't know what I'd done yet. I pulled out a chair and sat. My phone vibrated in my pocket, but I ignored it. I scanned the glittering table, piles of seafood, pristine cutlery, sparkling glasses. I leaned back. "Actually, I'll try some," I said, reaching for a spoon. I scooped a bit of the glossy roe, letting it shimmer in the light. Lauren's smile faded. "Don't you dare! I paid for that. It's $4,000. I cut her off." "No, you didn't." "I did. Or rather, my card did." The room went quiet. Mom's face paled. Her hand clutched her glass. Lauren's jaw tightened. "You think you're clever?" she hissed. "You think you can barge in and make this about you?" I smiled. I'd already reversed the charge yesterday, so they were dining on my dime. Her face contorted, cheeks flushing. "You wouldn't." "I would," I said, taking another bite. "And there's more." I leaned toward Mom and slid an envelope onto her plate. She opened it, revealing the cancellation notice for their $10,000 trip. Her hand trembled. "No," she whispered. "Oh, yes," I replied, settling into my chair. "Happy Mother's Day." A sharp voice broke the tense silence. My parrot, Gizmo, perched on my shoulder, squawked clearly, "Call the attorney!" The table erupted in stunned murmurs. Some guests stared. Others looked away, hiding their reactions. Lauren's face drained of color, her mouth agape. My phone buzzed again, once, twice, relentlessly. I didn't check. I knew the storm was starting, the rage, the chaos, the fallout. I stood, brushing imaginary dust off my sleeves. I'd stay longer, but you seem to have things to sort out. Lauren leapt up. "You're not as big as you think. You're just a—" I didn't wait for the rest. I was already walking away, their shouts and panic fading behind me. Let them scream, let them argue, let them finally see I wasn't just a wallet, a shadow, a fool they could bleed dry without remorse. Outside, the sun felt brighter, the air lighter. My phone buzzed again. Messages, calls, frantic voicemails. I turned it off. They'd get the hint eventually. Back home from that chaotic brunch, my phone kept buzzing. First Mom, then again and again. I tossed it onto the couch, staring at it like a live grenade. But that was just the start. 5 minutes later, it rang again. This time, Dad. His voice was raw, furious. "What have you done? You shamed your mother. You humiliated your sister. Think this is a game?" I stayed silent, listening. His anger roared. "You're paying for that brunch. You ruined our trip. Your mother's sobbing. She can't breathe." I hung up without a word. The quiet lasted seconds before texts flooded in like a broken dam. Mom. "How could you? I raised you better. You ruined our day." Lauren. "You're pathetic. Always jealous of me. You just want to destroy everything." Dad. "You're ungrateful. Fix this now, or we're done." I leaned back, watching the screen flash and dim over and over. I felt nothing. No guilt, no sorrow, just a cold, clear calm. But they kept coming. Calls from unknown numbers, voicemails of Mom's tears, Dad's shouts, Lauren's screaming I'd torn the family apart. Then the group chat exploded. Aunt Clara, "I can't believe you do this. You're a disgrace." Cousin Nate, "You messed up, man. Family comes first." Uncle Tom, "Your mom's health can't handle this drama. Are you proud of yourself?" "Proud?" I almost laughed. For once, I wasn't the quiet one crawling back, apologizing, fixing their messes. I muted the chat, left the phone buzzing on the table, and brewed coffee. As I stirred in sugar, something shifted inside. Not anger, not shame. Something fierce. Something long buried. Now alive. I sat at my desk, opened my banking app, and scrolled through transactions. It didn't take long. There they were, charges I never approved. Lauren's online purchases, beauty treatments, luxury bags, and of course the $4,000 brunch. But it went deeper. Charges I'd overlooked. Car rentals, hotel bookings, a $500 deposit for some elite retreat. My grip tightened on the mouse. I checked my inbox, pulling up every confirmation. Dozens of receipts, most forwarded by Lauren herself. She'd been draining my account for months, not for necessities, but extravagance. I kept searching. Then I grabbed an old hard drive, one Lauren used before upgrading. I remembered it held everything: photos, backups, messages. I plugged it in. A folder appeared, labeled Kin. Inside were screenshots, audio clips, images, private chats between Lauren and Mom, scheming to use my money. In one recording, Mom's voice was soft. "Just say it's urgent." He always caves. In another, Lauren laughed. "He's so clueless. I take what I want and he doesn't even notice." My vision blurred, my own mother, my own sister, laughing as they robbed me. But I wasn't hurt. I was awake. Another buzz, a text from Dad. "Last chance. Send the money and we'll pretend this never happened." I smirked. Then I did something new. I unmuted the group chat, typed a message, and sent it. I know it all. The theft, the lies. I have evidence. Want to see? Silence. Typing bubbles appeared, then vanished. No one responded until Mom texted. "We can talk, honey. It's just a misunderstanding." "No," I replied. "It's not. You'll see soon enough." I closed the chat and turned back to the hard drive. File after file, message after message, audio clip after audio clip. I built a tidy folder, proof of their actions. The phone rang again. "Dad." I let it ring, silencing it. A cold, sharp resolve settled in my chest. If they wanted to fight, I'd show them how I play. I didn't wait long. A knock echoed through the room. I took a breath, opened the door, and there they were. Mom, Dad, Lauren. Mom wore a fake, concerned look. Dad looked ready to erupt. Lauren seemed like she'd rather disappear. "Come in," I said evenly, stepping aside. They entered, and instantly Gizmo puffed his blue feathers and chirped gleefully, "Call the attorney!" Mom glared. "You still have that bird?" "Gizmo's family," I said, closing the door. "Sit down." They sat, squeezed together on the couch like a tribunal ready to condemn me. Dad cleared his throat. "Let's not drag this out. You owe us an apology for that shameful scene. You embarrassed us all." "I embarrassed you?" I asked, leaning against the counter. "That's rich." I grabbed the first folder, a stack of printed bank statements, and dropped it on the table. I knew these pages by heart. Mom's face tightened. Lauren leaned forward, paling. "Those are mine," she muttered. "No, Lauren," I said. "These are charges on my card. Spa visits, designer clothes, weekend getaways, all of it. You thought I wouldn't notice? It was a mistake," she snapped. "I thought it was my card. An honest error." "An honest error?" I asked, my voice steady, a chill growing inside. "Gizmo, what do you think?" "Liar! Liar!" busted now. Gizmo squawked, hopping on his perch. "Shut that stupid bird up," Lauren spat. "I think he's honest," I said, "and maybe it's time we all were." I grabbed the second folder, screenshots of their chats, plotting to drain my account. Mom had said, "He won't notice, and if he does, he won't fight back." Mom's face turned ashen. "That was," she started. "A jest?" I cut her off, letting the word hang. "Gizmo, was it a jest?" "No scheme," Gizmo screeched, cutting the heavy air. Dad leaned forward, fists tight. "You think you're smart, digging up messages like a detective? That changes nothing. You owe us." "Family sticks together," I laughed coldly. "Is that what you call stealing from me? Charging a $4,000 brunch without a word, booking a vacation with my card?" Silence. Lauren tried to speak, but I raised my hand. "I'm not done. I'm done being your ATM, your lie, your punchline." Mom's voice grew desperate. "We just wanted the family happy. You had more. We needed it more." "Had more?" I stepped closer, each word heavy. "You mean the life I earned? The savings I built? The peace I worked for?" Gizmo flapped his wings. No calm, just chaos. Lauren's face twisted. "You're just bitter because no one values you." "No, Lauren, I'm angry because I valued you too much." I dropped the final envelope, a bank letter, onto the table. "By the way, Mom, your credit cards? Canceled. Your house payments? Halted. Dad, your secret retirement fund through my account? Frozen. What? You can't." Mom's voice broke. "We'll lose it all. Beggars don't choose," Gizmo squawked, tilting his head. "Enough, you little pest," Dad roared, standing, fists clenched. But I didn't flinch. "Sit," I said, my voice sharp. "This is my home. You came to talk, so talk." Dad's fire faded. He looked at Mom, already crying, then at Lauren, stunned. Mom grabbed Dad's arm, her voice shaking. "We're still family. Family helps each other." No, Mom, I said, leaning in. Family doesn't steal, family doesn't lie, family doesn't treat someone like a cash machine and laugh behind their back. So much drama, Gizmo chirped, loving the chaos. Lauren's phone glowed. She glanced at it, maybe hoping for an escape. Don't bother, I said. You're staying. We're not done. You crossed a line. Lauren screamed. You think this is revenge? Teaching us a lesson? No, I said, cold and calm. I'm teaching myself I owe you nothing. Mom sobbed, burying her face in Dad's chest. He sat, defeated. I almost felt pity. Almost. But Gizmo spoke first. Crocodile tears, bye-bye, he called, flapping and wiggling on his perch. I opened the door wide. You're done here. So are we. Son, please, Dad muttered, voice frail. I shook my head. I was your son when I was useful. Now I'm just the problem you couldn't bury. They stood, fumbling for words, finding none. One by one, they left, silent, broken. I closed the door. For a moment, everything was still. Then Gizmo ruffled his feathers, looked at me with bright eyes, and croaked, Quiet at last? Tea time? I laughed, a real, freeing laugh. Yeah, Gizmo, I said, heading to the kitchen. Tea sounds perfect. I thought they'd stop, thought they'd go quiet, shamed, realizing I wasn't their fool anymore. They didn't. It started with calls, dozens, all ignored. Then texts. Mom, sweetheart, let's talk. You're confused. Dad, you can't cut us off. Answer. Lauren, you're selfish. You broke everything. Now you know what it's like to be alone. I blocked them, clean and simple. Still, they persisted. Calls from strange numbers, voicemails. Dad raging, sobbing. Mom playing the wounded parent, saying I was breaking her heart. Lauren venomous, blaming me for it all. Then the money came. One morning, I checked my account. Refunds, thousands back. Piece by piece, the money they'd taken returned. The lavish meals, spa trips, the canceled vacation. They were trying to buy me back. Gizmo squawked, bribe, cheap moves. I stared at the screen, picturing it. Mom crying, Dad pacing, Lauren snarling. Just pay it back, he'll come around. I didn't. I moved the funds to a new account, untouched, a stark reminder of their desperation. I stayed silent. More messages. Mom, honey, we returned it all. Doesn't that prove we care? Let's talk. Dad, we're your family. Doesn't that mean anything? Lauren, you only care about money, not blood. Wow, all about cash. I laughed. It was never about money. It was about respect, which they never gave. I moved on, blocked every new number, left the group chat without a word, unfollowed them all. My world grew quieter, their noise grew louder. Cousin Jake texted, Dude, what's up? Your mom's losing it, says you're unhinged. Aunt Linda, I'm here if you need to talk, but your parents are devastated. Devastated? I nearly felt bad. Nearly. I changed my locks, added two-factor security to everything, updated passwords. They were unraveling, and I wouldn't be surprised if they tried something drastic. But I wasn't afraid. I was free. Each morning, I woke in my quiet apartment, brewed coffee, sat by the window, watching the city wake. No guilt, no demands, no draining calls. Gizmo thrived. No cash, guess who? He chirped one morning, dancing on his perch. Who's begging now? He added with a squeak. I smiled, sipping coffee. Mommy, Daddy, Lori, he sang. I laughed hard. That feisty blue troublemaker was my best friend now, the only voice from my past I welcomed. But the storm wasn't over. 3 weeks later, an email slipped into my inbox. Dad, trying a new tack. A long, pleading message. Son, we're struggling. We returned the money. Isn't that enough? Let's move on. Your mother's health is fading. Your sister's falling apart. You've made your point. Let's be family again. Family? They didn't know the word. I didn't reply. Days later, another email with a receipt. They'd sold jewelry, scraped together more money to prove their sincerity. I watched them crumble from a distance. Aunt Linda texted, Mom's applying at a local store. Dad asked Uncle Tom for a loan, got turned down. Lauren's begging anyone for cash. Best part? They turned on each other. Mom blamed Dad for the collapse. Dad snapped that Lauren pushed too far. Lauren screamed they were nothing without my money. Perfect karma. One rainy afternoon, an old friend, Ethan, messaged, Heard about the family mess. Sorry, man. If you're up for it, I've got a project. Need someone reliable. Reliable. A word I hadn't heard in years. It felt good. I grinned. I'm in, I said. After the call, I looked at Gizmo. Things are shifting, buddy. He puffed his feathers. New path, new space. I ordered a new sofa, swapped old drapes for bright ones. My place stopped feeling like a bunker. It felt like home. The next week, heading to meet Ethan, I saw a new message. Unknown number. Please answer. I miss you. I didn't check the voicemail. Stepping outside, the rain had cleared, sunlight piercing the clouds like it hadn't in ages. For the first time, I wasn't escaping. I was free. From the window, Gizmo's voice rang out. "Quiet at last." "Exactly, Gizmo," I said, grinning. "Exactly." They stopped reaching out. No more pleas, no fake apologies, just silence. The kind that once scared me now felt like peace. My apartment transformed, brighter, warmer. Gizmo, my loud feathered sidekick, danced, chirping, free bird, no pests. He was right. Work took off. Ethan and I launched the project, and it soared. I wasn't a wallet or a family joke anymore. I was me, capable, valued, whole. Sometimes a faint guilt whispered, "Was I too harsh?" Then I remembered the lies, the theft, the laughter they thought I'd never hear. Family wasn't a gift. It was a weight I'd finally dropped. One day, a letter arrived, no sender name. I didn't read it, didn't need to. I tossed it in the trash. The only sound was Gizmo's cheerful squawk, "Let go, soar high!" And I did. So, what are your thoughts on this story? Do you agree with what happened, or do you see it differently? Let us know your opinion in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming stories. See you in the next one.